Hello and welcome to my channel. In this section of the video, we are going to cover 10 practice questions that you should expect to have gone through before you take your PMP exam. So these are the practice questions which I've also created. However, my extra effort was to link these specific practice questions to pages or sections in the PMBOK edition 8, where you can also go and make reference in case there are some weak areas you've discovered as you practice. You can also make reference to the PMBOK, and then you can also get some explanations. So these 10 practice questions, they are also helpful because we are going to cover the question, and then we are also going to cover the answer, and then we are also going to make a reference to the PMBOK 8th edition, which is the current version, where you are going to be able to go through the concepts, the ideas, the domain, and also the process groups. So these 10 questions, they are going to be a mixture of easy, hard, and very hard questions. But I believe the moment you go through them, the moment you understand the concept of eliminating some of these answers, the better for you as you go to as you go to your PMP exam. So let's move on. Practice question number 41. Midway through a hybrid project, the predictive infrastructure work is stable, but the customer-facing features are changing every sprint. Okay, what should the project manager recommend? So let us look at our problem statement here. Midway through a hybrid project. Okay, so it's a hybrid project. The predictive infrastructure, okay, work is stable, but the customer-facing features, okay, they are changing every sprint. What should the project manager do? So it's a hybrid where we have a stability in terms of predictive infrastructure, and then customer-facing features, they're changing every sprint. All right, so that's the agile part of it. So let us go through the answers now. Convert the entire project to predictive delivery. Okay, we'll just leave this one like that. Keep the hybrid approach and tailor governance for both stable and adaptive work. Okay, this one makes sense. Stop sprint reviews until all infrastructure work is finished. In a project, the good mindset, you don't stop anything. Otherwise, you're going to cause delay, and project managers are not supposed to cause delay. So we can eliminate this one straight away. Remove the changing features from the project without analysis. You don't just remove. Remember, this is a hybrid. Part of it is also predictive, and part of it is agile. So you cannot just go and remove things there. So we take this one out. Now we are left with these two. Let's go through them again. Convert the entire project to predictive. You can't do this because you are hearing that the features are changing every sprint. So we eliminate this one, making B the best answer in this scenario. So B is our best answer. You need to keep the hybrid approach, okay, and tailor governance, okay, for both stable and adaptive work. So what is our reference from PMBOK? This is our life cycle, which is on page 57. All right. So the life cycle section explains predictive, adaptive, and hybrid approaches, and how focus areas apply differently depending on the project context. So in this particular context, it's the best is to have a hybrid because the features, they're changing, and we also understand that there's stability on the infrastructure side. So what is the applicable mindset in this scenario? It is to match the deliver approach to nature of work. This is tailoring, which is very, very important. Making B the best answer because hybrid projects can manage stable components of predictive and also uncertain features, which is agile or adaptive, when governance is very clear. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 42. A powerful stakeholder rejects a tested deliverable because it does not include a preference that was never approved. Okay. What should the project manager do first? So this is very important. So you need to gather more information. The difficulty here is a bit hard. So a powerful stakeholder rejects tested deliverable. Okay. So a stakeholder is rejecting tested deliverables because it does not include a preference that were never approved. So what should the project manager do first? Number one, or A, add the preference immediately to the project to protect the relationship. Never do this in a project. Don't rush to action. You need to understand first, get more information, therefore eliminating this answer. Review, okay, review the approved requirements and facilitate a change request if needed. I like this one. Let's see. Ask the team to argue directly with the stakeholder. Don't create friction in a project environment. This is one of the responsibility of a project manager. So they cannot start arguing with the stakeholder. So making this one incorrect. D, close deliverables because testing was completed. You don't close deliverables before they are accepted by the customer. That's the wrong mindset. So making this one incorrect. So the best answer in this scenario is B. I like the way the review. Once you start review, you are also getting more information, and therefore your next activities will be evidence-based. Okay, so review the proposed requirements and facilitate a change request, which is very important because the customer is asking for something which was never approved. Okay, so for it to be approved, it has to go through the change request. So the project manager is supposed to review this. So where is our reference in our PMBOK? Scope performance, which is on page 35. Okay. And then our mindset, which is applicable in this scenario, is you use approved requirements and change control to manage expectations. So in this particular scenario, the client is asking for something which was never approved. So it means it has to go through the change process, making B the best answer, because preference outside approved scope should be assessed through requirements and also change governance, making B the best answer. Practice question number 43. A team member repeatedly misses commitments and says the estimates were unrealistic. What should the project manager do first? Okay. So our problem statement, we have a team member who is missing some commitments, and the reason being that the estimates are being claimed to be unrealistic. That's our problem here. So what should the project manager do first? Replace the team member immediately. Never do this in a project as a project manager. You don't replace a team member because they're raising concerns. You try to understand the concerns, making this one incorrect. All right. Review the estimating assumptions and coach the team member. It makes sense. I like the word coach. Project manager is supposed to coach team members. Escalate to HR without discussing the issue. Never escalate to HR. The project manager is supposed to manage project on a day-to-day basis, making this one incorrect. Then reduce quality standards to recover time. You don't reduce quality standards just like that because someone is saying the estimates are not realistic. So making this one incorrect. The best answer in this scenario is B. You need to review the estimating assumptions so that you get more information, and then you also coach the team member so that you can understand why some of these estimates have been done, and also to address the concerns on unrealistic estimates. So the best answer is B. And what is our reference in PMBOK? We are referring to resource performance domain, which is on page 79. Then what does it say? It says the resource domain includes planning resources, estimating, acquiring resources, and also leading the team, monitoring and also controlling resources. And what is the best mindset that you can use for this question? You need to understand the cause, which is very important. Review the estimation and support performance before punishment, which is very important. You don't just start by escalating to HR or even to project sponsor. So the best answer here is B, because accountable resources leadership investigates, estimates, and also capability issues before taking any punitive action, making B the best answer. Practice question number 44. A sponsor wants to use management reserve to fund a scope addition that provides little strategic value. What should the project manager do? Okay. So our problem statement is we have a sponsor who wants to use management reserves. So there are normally two kinds of reserves, management or contingents. Contingents is for the team, management is for the management funding. So to fund a scope addition, so they want to add a scope here that provides little value, strategic value. What should the project manager do? Okay. So A, use the reserve because the sponsor requested it. Yes, sponsor is an authority in a project, but it does not mean that you just follow whatever they are saying. So in this case, you don't start by just using the reserve. You need to do or get more information here. So making this one incorrect. Explain the purpose of reserves and evaluate the request through governance. I like the way they evaluate. You're getting more information. Okay, ask the team to absorb the work without budget. You don't just ask the team without understanding exactly what is required, okay? Making this one incorrect. Hide the cost in another work package. Ethics for PMs, you don't hide things. Everything must be transparent, making this one incorrect. So therefore, the best answer in this scenario is B. Okay, you need to explain the purpose of reserves, evaluate the request through governance. So the level of this one was actually hard, all right? And our reference into PMBOK is on finance performance domain, which is on page 58. So what does it say? The finance domain covers financial planning, estimating cost, developing budgets, monitoring, and also controlling of project finance. So the best mindset that you can also apply even in your exam in this particular scenario is you need to protect financial controls, okay, and value-based decision. As you have seen from the question here, there's little value which is coming from this suggestion from the sponsor. So you must protect value-based decision. Making be the best answer because the reserves and scope additions, they require governance, value analysis, and not just spending. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 45. A new technology could reduce delivery time, but the team has limited experience with it. What should the project manager do? Okay. So our problem statement here is there's a new technology that could reduce delivery time, but the team, they've got limited experience with it. What should the project manager do? Now, A, force the technology into project immediately. In project management, don't ever force things. You must have the buy-in from the team. So forcing is not a good mindset, making this one incorrect. Assess risks, benefits, and capabilities and potential pilot options. I like this option. Then C, reject it without discussion. Don't just reject things in a project. And remember, this is going to reduce some delivery time. So rejecting does not make sense. You need to make an assessment first. All right. Then D, ask the vendor to make the decision alone. You don't hand over the project management responsibility to someone else. So you cannot just ask the vendor to do this, making this one incorrect. So B is the best answer in this scenario. You need to assess the risk. This is very important. Once you start assessing, you're getting more information. You also assess the benefits. You assess the team capabilities because the team has already reported that they've limited experience on that. Okay. And also you need to assess potential pilot options, which means you can run it before you go into full-fledged running of the project. So that's what you can do for this new technology. And what is our reference in PMBOK? Risk performance domain, which is 92 to 102. So what does the risk performance domain include? Risk performance includes planning risk management, okay, identifying the risk, also analyzing them, planning the responses, and also monitoring. And the best mindset that can be used here is to analyze uncertainty and also value before adopting a solution, which is very important. So the project manager here is supposed to analyze the risks also and also the value before adopting any solution, making B the best answer because the project manager should evaluate both opportunity and threat, which is the risk, before changing the approach, making B the best answer. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe button, and the notification button so that you are the first person to be notified each time a new video is uploaded on this channel. It will also help the channel to grow. It will also help the channel to produce more videos like this one. Practice question number 46. A regulatory agent changes reporting expectations during execution. The team can comply, but it will affect the schedule. What should the project manager do? Okay, so what is our problem statement? We have a regulatory agent here, okay, that changes reporting expectations during execution. So the reporting expectation is changing during execution. So which is this case, all right? So the team can comply with it, okay, but it will affect the schedule. So which means if this reporting changes during execution, they come in, they're going to affect schedule. So let's look at the answers now. Ignore the change because the baseline is approved. You don't ignore things in project management. Whether it's a risk, it's an issue, you confront it head on. So making this one incorrect answer. All right. Analyze the impact and process the required change through governance. This makes sense. You need to analyze the impact. Okay. Right. And then tell the agents the project will comply after closure. Don't postpone anything. All right. Don't kick the can. Don't kick the can along the road. Okay. So this one makes it incorrect. Then also on D, we need to ask the sponsor to verbally approve over time on this. You don't go to the sponsor before you do the actual analysis, making this one incorrect answer. So the best answer here is B. You need to analyze. Okay. Okay, I like the word analyze. You need to analyze to get more information, the impact also, all right, and the process that is required to go through the change governance. So what is our reference in PMBOK? It's governance performance, which is also on page 10 to 37. Then mindset. What is the mindset that we are applying here? We need compliance changes. They require transparent impact analysis and also governance. Impact analysis is very important whenever there's something that is going to change. For example, here, they're changing the reporting expectations during execution. So there must be some proper analysis and also governance, because this is also going to affect the schedule. Making B the best answer, because external obligations should be assessed and formally incorporated into plans, making B the best answer. Practice question number 47. Two critical stakeholders disagree on the acceptance criteria for a deliverable. What should the project manager do? Okay. So what is our problem statement? There is a disagreement, okay, or conflict, if you want to call it, okay, on the acceptance criteria of a deliverable. What should the project manager do? A, facilitate alignment and confirm criteria before delivery proceeds. Okay, I like the word facilitate. You're bringing people together. All right, and then B, use the project manager's own criteria. The project manager is not a subject matter expert and is not even a user, so making this one incorrect. You can't ask the project manager to do that. Ask the team to finish and let the stakeholders decide later. You cannot postpone a problem. You need to confront it. So makes this answer incorrect. Exclude one stakeholder from the future reviews. You need to engage stakeholders throughout the project. It's one of the domains and it's one of the mindset that you should have. Engage stakeholders throughout the project, making this answer incorrect. Therefore, the best answer here is A. Okay. You need to facilitate alignment and confirm the criteria before delivery. Facilitate alignment is very important. So the stakeholders who are disagreeing, you bring them together, make them align on the criteria to be used for that deliverable. You should be able to proceed. What is our reference in a PMBOK? It's a scope performance, which is page 35. And the best mindset that you can also use to respond to this question is you need to align acceptance criteria before building or validating. This is very important. If you've got stakeholders who are disagreeing, you need to align them first and then you proceed. Making A the best answer, because ambiguous acceptance criteria, they create rework and should be resolved collaboratively. Okay, so making A the best answer. Practice question number 48. A burn-up chart shows progress, okay, but users still say the product is not solving their problem. What should the project manager focus on? So what is our problem statement here? The product is not solving their problem. So users are saying the product is not solving their problems. So burn-up chart is just showing the items that have been progressed or that have been completed over certain sprints, all right? But in this case, the users, they still say the product is not solving their problems, all right? And the difficult level here is hard, all right? So let's go through the answers now. Increase reporting frequency only. This does not help the resolution of the problem, okay? So we can eliminate this one straight away. Revisit value and outcomes with the product owner and users. This makes sense because you want to collaborate with them. You want to identify exactly where this problem is coming from. Tell the users that the chat proves success. It's not all about success on the chat. It's about what the users are accepting and they're getting satisfied, making this one incorrect. Stop user feedback until the next release. User feedback is one of the mindsets. Continuous user feedback. Even in the manifesto of Agile, you're supposed to have continuous feedback with the users, making this one incorrect. So the best answer here is B, which is to revisit value, okay, outcomes with product owner. Product owner is the one who is going to make sure that whatever the requirements that have been defined, they are also solving the problem of the users and also include the users. And our reference here is value, which is on page 40 to 42. The best mindset here is progress is not the same as value. So you must make sure that you are providing value to the customers or to the users, not just making progress. Making B the best answer, because output completion does not guarantee stakeholder value or business outcomes. Making B the best answer in this. If you want to understand more and to learn more about PMP mindset, I've created a full video on PMP mindset, about 30 mindset that you can go through. You can also watch it on my channel. I'll also leave a link in the description below. You can also download the 30 PMP mindset questions. I'll also leave a link in the description below. Right, practice question number 49. A team has high morale but frequently bypasses quality checks to move faster. What should the project manager do? So we have got a team that is highly motivated, but they are bypassing quality checks so that they move faster. All right. So the level here is difficulty is hard. So let's go through the answers now. Reinforce quality expectations and integrate checks into the flow. Okay. You can leave this one. Quality must be done throughout the project. Celebrate speed and remove quality checks. There's no need to produce something that is of poor quality. No one is going to accept it. So we eliminate this one straight away. C, ask the customer to find defects later. You don't postpone defects. It might be costly to resolve some of these defects in future than today, making this one incorrect answer. Add more status meetings only. This does not help the problem. We want something that is going to resolve the problem, making A the best answer in this scenario. You need to reinforce quality expectations and integrate checks into workflows. Quality must be done throughout the project. So you need to embed quality. This is what is our reference in our PMBOK. Then the best mindset here is empowerment must include accountability for quality. Quality is very important. You produce a quality product, making A the best answer, because team autonomy should not bypass. It should not bypass quality processes, okay, that protect deliverables, all right, making A the best answer. Right. Practice question number 50. A vendor reports that a component will be late. The contract allows penalties, but the component is critical. What should the project manager do first? This is very important. So the level of difficulty here is hard, right? So what is our problem statement? A vendor reports that a component will be late. Okay, so something is going to be late here. The contract allows penalties, so the vendor is supposed to be penalized. But the component is critical, which means we need this component. Okay, let's see the answers now. Apply penalties immediately and stop communication. Don't be too harsh like this in a project. The first thing is to understand why it's late, so we need to eliminate this answer. B, assess schedule impact and collaborate on recovery options. Okay, this one makes sense. I like the word assess and collaborate. All right, option C, replace the vendor without analysis. You don't just fire people in a project. That's a wrong mindset. So we eliminate this one straight away. Hide the delay until the next steering committee. This is about ethics. Don't hide anything in a project. Make sure everything is transparent. So we eliminate this one, making B the best answer in this scenario. So B is the best answer. You need to assess and also collaborate. And what is our reference here in our PMP book? It's the schedule domain. And the best mindset that we can apply here is solve the delivery problem before focusing on blame. This is the last option to blame anyone in a project. Making B the best answer because immediate need is to understand the impact, recovery options for the critical path. Making B the best answer. If you want me to create more videos based on what we've gone through in this video, you can reach out to me or you can let me know in the comment section below.